Today I'm doing a tag. I have been tagged. That's right, today I'm doing the reading habits tag. And I was tagged by lovely Will at Bookie. Video right there. I've got this open so that I can hop down and see the questions, because he very nicely put them written into the description section of it. Also, just want to say thanks, Will, for the lovely Linsdell that you did on your video and tagging me. Love it. Thank you very much. Anyway, let's get down to the questions. Okay, I've not prepared these, so I'm just going to fire off like the first thing that comes into my head. Okay, do you have a certain place at home for reading? Yeah, normally bed. Because I tend to do most of my reading in the evening once I put the kids to bed. My husband works night shift, so, you know, I tend to read. So in bed, yes. Number 2, bookmark or random piece of paper? It depends. I have a thing about bookmarks. I really love bookmarks, and I have like loads of them. So when I can, I use those. If not, I also have a lot of postcards, which I tend to use as well. Like, I get lovely authors that when they send me their books and things, they often put in a bookmark or a postcard. Keep doing that, people, it's awesome. And so I use those. If I don't have anything else, then any kind of paper will do. Number 3, can you just stop reading, or do you have to stop after a chapter or a certain amount of pages? No, I can just stop reading. I prefer to finish sort of like the end of the page or the end of the chapter if I can. But I have 2 young children, and therefore have learned that I might not always have the opportunity to stop where I want to stop, and so I've kind of just got used to just stopping. Okay, number 4, do you eat or drink while reading? Oh, yeah, sometimes. It depends, really. If I'm reading at night, then generally no, I might have a glass of water or something. If I am reading during the day, which doesn't happen as often, but in that case I would be on my chair in the lounge and quite possibly probably snacking on some kind of lovely gluten-free biscuit, and drinking tea, because I'm a proper Brit and I drink a lot of tea. So yeah, maybe it depends. Number 5, multitasking, music or TV while reading. Just hit my head on the wall. That was not good. Okay, again, if I'm reading during the day, which is generally in a moment where the kids are being good and therefore allowing me to read, which generally means they're watching some kind of cartoon or film on the TV. So that I would have the TV on then. If I'm reading for like just me, then definitely just reading. I don't have anything on it in the background. I prefer to just concentrate on the book. I have it kind of makes the film in my head anyway. Number 6, one book at a time or several at once? I prefer to read one book at a time, but I generally have several books on the go at once. Partly because I do a lot of reviews and try to keep up with the reviews and get them done quickly, and I'm not necessarily always in the mood to read a certain kind of book, so it depends on my mood. I kind of hop between them. So yeah, probably several at once then. Number 7, reading at home or everywhere? I do most of my reading at home. I do occasionally, I will take a book with me or my iPad with me when I take the kids to gym where they go. They do jiu-jitsu, and so in their hour lesson that they have inside, I will sometimes read during that time. So yeah, sometimes out and about. I don't generally take it with me when I'm out in general, because I'm usually with the kids or with other people. I don't want to not be sociable. So yeah, that. Number 8. Reading out loud or silently in your head? Silently in my head. When I can. I don't particularly like reading out loud. I never have done. I don't mind it. I used to it because obviously reading to the kids all the time. But I prefer to read silently in my head because you get into the book in a different kind of way. I find when I'm reading out loud, I'm more detached from the book. Whereas when I read in my head, I'm part of it and I'm like really into the world that's been created and things. So definitely if I'm reading just for me, then definitely in my head. Do you read ahead or even skip pages? No, because then you'd miss stuff. I know that sounds like a really stupid answer, but it seems like a really strange question. What's the point in reading a book if you're going to skip parts of it? Even if the book's not particularly good, and so you're sort of thinking, well, maybe I'll skip ahead and see if it gets better. It's like, well, no, because you probably skipped over the good bits. And, you know, you wouldn't understand the other bits later, even if they were good, because you missed out on some of the other stuff. I don't get people who skip ahead. Also, it spoils, like, the whole surprise ending and the plot twists and stuff. Okay, number 10. Breaking the spine or keeping it like new? I like to keep my books like new. I don't like it when they get damaged. One of my pet peeves is people that dog-ear the books, and so it's like, seriously people, you don't have to have a bookmark. You can use anything. You can use a train ticket, you can use a little tiny scrap of paper, anything, but just, why'd you have to ruin the book? So yeah, keep it like new. 11, do you write in your books? No, never. Again, for the same reason, I don't like defacing books. I will fill them with little pieces of paper with loads of notes written on them. I will stick post-it notes on them and things like that, but I don't write in the books. In fact, I didn't even do that like with textbooks at school. I didn't even like writing on the actual books for those, so I'm not going to do it with my lovely collection. Okay, bonus questions. Ooh, we get bonus questions in this tag. Do you read in ebook format or print? Both. I tend to read the majority of my books now in ebook format, based on the fact that there's not as many books, because I live in Italy and I like reading in an original language. I can't always get hold of original language books that I want to read here, and if I can, then the postage is expensive and things like that, so like from an economic point of view, I prefer ebook. I'm also, because now I tend to read in bed in the evening, having the reading it on my iPad and things as well, I don't have to worry about getting up and turning off the lights and things like that afterwards as well, so yeah, I'm probably more ebook now, although I do like having my paperback books and hardback books and things as well. Okay, last question. Do you prefer paperback or hardback? Okay, well, that really depends, because I prefer hardback in the sense that the book stays in good condition for longer and looks nicer on the shelf. So from that point of view, but for actually reading, I find it much more comfortable to read the paperback version. So again, yeah, that depends, would be my honest answer for that one. Okay, that is it. Yay! Thanks again to Will for tagging me in this. This has been a really fun one to do. In this, let's think, okay, because I'm on YouTube at the moment, I am just going to go over and pick some people to tag for this. Okay, so I've picked who I'm tagging for this. So I'm going to tag Reagan over at 40 Devices, because I know one of her goals is to do more videos and stuff this year, and I think that she would give really cool answers to this anyway, so yeah. Her, also Julia over at that Bookie. because I think it would just be cool to hear her answers as well. Also because she's got kids and stuff as well, so see if she reads kind of like me. And then I'm also tagging Jessi over at Living with Fiction, because she does cool videos and I think that she would enjoy doing this one. So girls, consider yourselves tagged, and if anyone else would like to do this but hasn't been tagged yet, then consider yourself tagged as well. That's it. Thanks for watching. Please give this video a like if you liked it, and don't forget to click the subscribe button. Also check out some of the other videos that I've got on the channel. Hopefully you'll like those too. And yeah, thanks for watching. I will see you next time. Bye.